The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC of the United States of America, has closed its investigation into the immutable gaming protocol. The platform revealed in a post on X that the market regulator will not pursue the matter further, stopping the legal issues the site was having in the US. The company recalled the Wells warning that the market regulator had sent to it in October of last year, according to the update posted on Immutable's X website. Even though Immutable has never acknowledged any wrongdoing, the financial regulator claimed in a study released at the time that the company might have violated federal securities regulations regarding its native coin, IMEC. The investigation's outcome supports the business's viewpoint. The Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, did not find any proof of misbehavior and is not taking any further action, as was stated on X. Along with the Web3 gaming niche's stakeholders, the gaming network called the trend a very significant victory as part of its recent change. Following the closure of all related swap cases, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, or EC, has taken this step. The market's regulatory body has made clear that it intends to shift from an enforcement-based regulatory paradigm to one that prioritizes innovation. Over the previous few weeks, the agency has handled other high-profile cases. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission closes high-profile lawsuits involving Ripple, and the Immutable inquiry is completed. At Coinbase, a number of legal disputes developed or were started when Gary Gensler oversaw the regulatory body. Throughout the previous few years, Coinbase and Ripple Labs have remained the two most notable incidents. Both of these cases center on the businesses that make it easier for unregistered securities tokens to be sold. As a trading platform, Coinbase allegedly encouraged the selling of cryptocurrencies like Cardano, Solana, and Polygon, among others, without the necessary registration, according to the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC. The question that Ripple Labs is debating is whether or not XRP qualifies as a security for both institutional and ordinary investors. Since all of the cases have been dismissed with prejudice, it is expected that no further enforcement actions would be conducted, unlike Immutable. Claiming that this was a win for the ecosystem overall, Ripple Labs chose to drop its gross appeal in the XRP case. The news has resulted in a significant rise in the value of IMX, the native asset of the Immutable network. At the time of writing, the token was trading at 7,282 cents after rising more than 15% in a single day. The coin fluctuated during the trading day, hitting a low of 6,218 cents and a high of 7,474 cents before leveling off at its present level. Similarly, tokens associated with prosecuted crypto projects sometimes undergo similar breakouts. Analysts who recently examined the price of XRP are certain that the settlement of the litigation will be able to push the coin to $5 in the near future because of the case that Ripple was pursuing against the Securities and Exchange Commission, even though it is still unclear whether IMX will be able to sustain this increasing trend. Since the SAC was conclusively resolved on March 25, 2025, no further points of argument can be raised at this time. Ripple is currently in the process of carrying out its investigation into the occurrence. Ripple received information from an investor in XRP named Stuart Alderati, who expressed gratitude to them for their patience and tenacity during the legal battle. He emphasized XRP was not a security. Therefore, it was a fantastic achievement for Ripple that the SAC decided to withdraw its appeal without any restrictions. Additionally, he stressed that the SAC's ruling was a huge success. The fact that XRP was not a security was another concern he raised. He believed that this was an amazing success and that it was a major step forward for Ripple. Furthermore, he went on to address the issue that XRP does not fit the requirements to be categorized as a security. The fact that XRP was not a security was another topic he covered in his presentation, and he brought it up here. He had mentioned this topic before. Alderati's information resulted in the fine being reduced from $120 million to $50 million. Ripple had effectively concluded the court case. This specific piece of information was incorporated into the final report that Alderati provided regarding the SEC filing. The fact that this achievement has been made raises the expectation that Ripple will see significant and noteworthy success. By enabling financial institutions to buy XRP straight from the company, Ripple has made it easier for investors to obtain the cryptocurrency. This tendency has been observed as a result of this particular incident. Financial institutions have been given permission to move on with the acquisition of further cryptocurrencies as a result of the court order. This authorization has been given. It has been established that XRP does not meet the requirements for being classified as a security under the legal definition of a security. This has directly resulted from the injunction that was secured. This is without a doubt the most significant development that have taken place in recent years. XRP has shown to be one of the assets that has done the best by far throughout this bull run. The reason for this is that the market has already factored in Ripple's victory with the SEC. This is the cause of the current situation. Because the market has essentially priced in the triumph, this is the circumstance that has emerged. Ripple was more capable than the Securities and Exchange Commission. This argument finally resulted in the judgment that XRP did not meet the criterion for being classed as a security since it did not match the standards required. One of its most important features was most likely the existence of this. Even though it hasn't yet responded to the complaint, this has directly led to both an increase in the amount of speculation and a rise in price. The SEC's complaint regarding the cryptocurrency does not guarantee that XRP's price will stay the same. This is especially true given that the SEC has lodged a complaint over the coin. Regarding the market's expectations for the price of XRP in 2025, it is expected that the XRP chart will offer important insights into the projections. Given this, it is expected that the chart will offer valuable insights. The likelihood that this will happen is fairly high. The likelihood that this will go as planned is reasonably high. Following the resolution of the case filed by the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, there is no longer any suppression resulting from the dispute. A significant portion of the population believes that this specific occurrence will signal the start of the institutional sector's bull market. They think that the start of the bull market will be symbolized by this specific event. It would be like going on a date with the most gorgeous woman you've ever seen, who invites you to her home but only gives you $1,000. Less money than you had before to the date. It would be equivalent to going on their date if XR holders choose to sell their XRP at this same moment. An illustration of a circumstance that would be comparable to the one discussed. This would come before in the sentence. Given the circumstances, this is the worst time to sell XRPs because there are no more legitimate ones to discuss. Although there are still legitimate ones to discuss, this viewpoint is thought to be the worst timing available. The Securities and Exchange Commission's UCC lawsuit against Ripple has been a significant event that has affected the cryptocurrency market throughout its history. Edisto gives a brief overview of the current state of affairs where this is being discussed. The Securities and Exchange Commission has determined that the appeals process is no longer necessary in light of Ripple's accomplishments. This choice was taken in light of Ripple's achievements. It is